There once was an archer who wanted to become a master and would practice every day. But all she did was try to hit a point on a tree, and she almost always missed. She had no way of knowing why, even with all the hard work, she just couldn't get better at hitting her targets. She and her family suffered sometimes because of this. One day, she met a master archer who put forth several circles in front of her and asked her to practice archery on that. The archer missed, but now she knew by how far and also how she can get better. Her practice became more meaningful, and because of that, her family is better fed now. The key changes that the master archer brought in were critique and setting up a feedback loop. This pushed the archer from doing just hard work to doing smart work. Hi guys, I'm Ramya and you're watching Mission Mastery. In my last video, I talked about how important it is to be objective and to be able to see mistakes in our art and then improve them. But what if you have no idea what those mistakes are? In my case, I was putting a lot of hard work but in all the wrong places. So much so that it was getting me demotivated to draw altogether. That's where critique comes into the picture. And when I say critique, I mean an objective analysis of what works and what doesn't in the image you're presenting. And not criticism, where someone just dumps their negative opinion with no helpful insights about the work. I know it can be difficult to hear anything, even healthy critique against our oh so perfect art, but it might just give us that fresh perspective to take our work to the next level. So today I'll be talking about a few ways in which we can open ourselves to healthy critique and use it to effectively improve our art. If you want to get fit, you would want to ask about how to do that from people who are already fit or are working towards it. You know, those who exercise, eat healthy food, etc. You might not follow the advice of people on TV who sell chips, soft drinks, etc. because they don't know about your goals, nor do they have your best interests at heart. Their goals are very different. The same goes for art. Ask for advice, opinion, or suggestions from people who know what you're trying to do, are in a position to give you an objective analysis, and have your best interests at heart. It can be artistic or non-artistic people, a beginner or a veteran. As long as they satisfy these 3 points and are polite about their suggestions, they might be a good candidate to get critique from. There are times when I get some harsh comments or taunts about my art. I won't lie, it does sting, but after I'm done crying for about 2 days, I take some time to evaluate it. I try to be as objective as I can and remove the personal jabs and bitter insults. And if I can find something truly useful for improving myself, I try to implement it. If instead what I got was just a rotten blob of negativity, then I just throw it out the window. Practicing this regularly has helped me absorb some useful suggestions into my daily routine. In my previous video, I talked about how drawing loosely can help you get less attached to your work. It can also be helpful when asking for a critique. Since you're less attached to it, you're more likely to see the mistakes in it when shown and more likely to change it. It's kind of like sculpting from clay rather than out of stone. You'll have enough room to push and pull from your original idea, and perhaps that'll lead to an even better idea than what you started with. Sometimes I get a super insightful critique for a piece that I'm working on. But maybe there are so many mistakes to fix that it's almost foolish to start doing it. Or maybe the critique was way beyond my current skill level. If I genuinely feel that I won't be able to implement it when it's given, I thank the person who has given me the critique and I make note of it and make sure to start implementing it from my next piece. And whenever possible, I try to tag them and show how I implemented it in my work and get further critique. This not only helps them give you focused suggestions, but it also shows that you're listening to what they have to offer and are not just wasting their time. Sometimes when I get a critique, I feel confused about exactly what to do. That's when I politely ask the person whether they have the time to do a draw over or a paint over. If they can, great, I get to see the critique in the visual form now. Else, I usually ask them some actionable tips that I can take to improve myself. Quick and sweeping remarks are good for a general setting, but a critique group is where you really get down to business. I'm sure we all have that one person in our lives who only calls or texts when they need something from us. How much do you like them? Well, don't be that person in your critique group. I try to take out some time every once in a while to give back critique when asked. Even when I was a total beginner, I did not shy away from it because it required me to ask myself what I liked in the piece, what I did not like, and why I did not like it. This helped me in articulating the concepts that I was learning at the time, and I tried to see whether it was consistently applied in all the work that I critiqued. That way, I was more aware of how I could make such mistakes in my own work. Plus, asking myself these questions gave me an opportunity to practice the sandwich technique, wherein I start by telling them what I thought worked in the piece, gave my suggestion, and ended with another good thing which I liked about it. But I did all of the above only when someone was asking me for a critique and not when I felt like giving it to them. Think of unsolicited critique as force-feeding someone cake. You may be the best chef who can bake the best cake, and they may usually love cake too. But it's possible that they have a full tummy right now, or they're just not in the mood for it. And you shoving it down their throats is not going to make them like it. So make sure to feed your cake and your critique only when someone wants it. It can be difficult to hear anything against the work that we put our hearts and souls into. But remember, you are not your art. It's just one of the many things that you do. Trust me, I understand. I almost didn't put my first digital painting up for critique. I was so scared. But then I plucked the courage to do it, and although some of it was difficult to hear, each critique helped me push myself to a level that I could not even have imagined that I was capable of. I also understood that sometimes it's okay to scrap your painting altogether and start afresh. And the best part of being in a critique group was to meet like-minded people who are working just as hard as me to achieve their art goals, and with whom I could build reliable, trustworthy relationships. And I hope that you can build such a group for yourself too. I would love to know what steps you take to get healthy critiques, and what does your critique group look like. And if you don't have one, how do you plan on building one? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button. And if you want to see more of this, consider subscribing. See you in the next video.